Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about occupational accident policy, frequently asked questions from the Doordash main website. I think we've talked a lot recently about people getting hurt in the gig economy. When they're delivering orders or what have you, there is a chance that you can end up falling or in a car accident or whatever. It's been talked about a lot. And you know what? I'm going to go over this article and I'm going to go over another article on this subject. And hopefully you can save some money on your end because independent contractors are kind of out for themselves at this point. So with that said, let's get started. We recognize you can offer your delivery services on a variety of different platforms. Doordash is committed to enhancing Dashers' economic security while preserving the openness and flexibility our platform provides. While this is appreciated, and that is something they do state, you can offer your delivery services on a variety of different platforms, and you absolutely should. Multi-apping is the best way to ensure to making the most money on a consistent basis. However, that said, make sure you know what app you're on when you end up in an accident of some kind. If you're on DoorDash and you do a DoorDash order, you can't ask Grubhub for help. And if you're on a Grubhub order, you can't ask DoorDash for help. Make sure you know which app you were driving for when this happened. What is covered under the occupational accident policy? If you suffer an injury while making a delivery with DoorDash, you may be eligible for coverage. So usually when they say making a delivery, it means you already picked up the order from whatever restaurant and you're in the process of dropping it off. Now, that also can include you just having the order on your app, but I sincerely doubt it. Dashers do not need to sign up or enroll for occupational accident insurance. There are no premiums, deductibles, or copays. So it's not like you're paying a monthly payment. It's because you're a Dasher, you are covered. Occupational accident insurance offers several important protections for Dashers involved in covered accidents. Medical expenses up to $1 million with no deductible or copay. So they will cover you up to $1 million. After that, you're on your own. Also, another thing I would like to know, does that also include like somebody else got hurt with you, so you're covering them, or is it just you? I don't know. Disability payments. 50% of average weekly wage up to a maximum allowance of $500 per week minus other income. California residents, please see schedule of benefits. One thing I do want to say here is the 50% of the average is the wages you earn from DoorDash specifically, not on multiple apps. Survivors payments up to $150,000 for eligible dependents. So when I Googled survivors payments, it didn't really give me a whole lot of information on the subject. I'm not an insurance expert by any means, so I really don't know exactly what that means. I'm sure some insurance genius can go in the comment section and tell me, am I covered under the occupational accident policy? Beginning June 27th of 2019, so this is way past at this point, all U.S. Dashers will automatically be eligible for occupational accident insurance coverage, subject to the policy terms, conditions, limitations, and exclusions. I'm sure DoorDash will do everything in their power to get out of paying for anything, but it is available to you. Do I have to sign up or enroll to be covered? No enrollment is required. Dashers are free to obtain additional insurance coverage from another source as they see fit, which, by the way, if you don't have the proper car insurance, I don't know what to tell you. As far as medical insurance, I'll leave that to your discretion. Because I know a lot of people have a lot of trust issues with health insurance companies, and quite honestly, I'm in that boat. Do I need to pay for this coverage? No, there are no costs to Dashers. My bike or car was damaged in an accident. Does occupational accident insurance cover that? No, occupational accident insurance does not cover the damage to your bike or car. This is injury coverage only for Dashers. Now, they do say that, but they also have a separate policy for that is also no opt-in, free for everybody, and I made a video on that. Check it out. I'll leave it in the description. Will this policy cover me if I'm not able to make deliveries? U.S. Dashers may be eligible for disability payments of up to $500 per week for injuries due to a covered accident. So in the event that you get injured and they covered the cost of your accident for whatever that looks like, they will pay you for that. However, let's say it's a car accident and it's the fault of the other party. Like they rear-ended you or they ended up bringing harm unto you. Therefore, they ended up having to pay for the actual injuries that you had. That means DoorDash didn't cover it. So therefore, DoorDash does not need to pay you the weekly disability benefits that you would have. I was injured delivering with another competing service. Will this policy cover that? No. This policy only covers U.S. Dashers while making a delivery with DoorDash. California, if you are signed onto the platform and not making a delivery, there may be provisions that apply when not making a delivery. If you're just online and you end up hurting yourself, they're not going to cover that. If you are on Uber Eats or Grubhub and you get into the accident in question, they're not going to cover that. This is only while completing a DoorDash order and it is your fault. Therefore, you have to cover the injuries you brought upon yourself during this period of time. I suffered an injury while making a delivery with DoorDash. How do I file a claim? If the injury occurred on or after June 27th, 2019, please file a claim using the below reporting option. July 1st, 2020, current date. Online, www.bluestarclaims.com. Complete an intake and claim forms to start your claim. Phone number 480-579-2405. Available 24/7, 365, dedicated to DoorDash. Email ddintake@bluestarclaims.com. Indicate availability, leave your phone number for a callback, or request claims form to be sent to expedite the claim process. And the other article I wanted to go over was something sent to me by BC. BC, thank you so much for sending me this article and making this part of the video possible. What to do if injured on someone else's property. Have you or someone else you know been injured while visiting someone else's home or place of business? Such injuries can occur as a result of wet floors, uneven steps, falling objects, defective elevators, defective parking lots and sidewalks, poorly lit staircases, inadequate security, dog bites, or some other dangerous conditions on the premises. If this sounds like you may have a basis for a lawsuit against the property owners. So in our case, this actually goes for customers as well as for merchants. Now, that being said, we are independent contractors. I don't know if you can be deactivated for this, honestly speaking, but I sincerely doubt it. And even if they did, I'm sure it would be a huge legal battle between DoorDash and you anyway. I'll leave that to your discretion. Stores, public places, and homeowners have a duty to exercise reasonable care to ensure persons are protected from any unreasonable risk while on their property. This means the owner has the obligation to inspect the house or the building and either repair or adequately warn the visitors of the dangerous conditions on the property. If the property owner knows of a dangerous condition on the property but fails to do anything about it, the owner may be held liable for any injuries suffered by the visitors due to that condition. And actually speaking, this does go for your home and your car as well. If there's something about your car or home that can be dangerous, you should address it. That's why I'm typically not a fan of rideshare, because that brings a different level of liability onto your hands, and that's why they actually ask for commercial insurance setup. So if you were injured, what should you do? Seek medical attention immediately. This may seem obvious, but the severity of one's injuries are not always immediately apparent. Sometimes outward symptoms do not manifest for weeks or months. If you even suspect you might have been injured, you should check with a doctor immediately. So you want to do this in the first 24 hours after a car accident. It is vital that you do that. Take photographs. While things are still in the same condition of your accident, you should take pictures. Almost every modern cell phone has a camera, and now is the time to use it. You want to immediately take photographs of the scene that display the dangerous condition which caused the injury. So let's say you slipped on the stairs. You want to take pictures of the stairs in question. Let's say you got into a car accident. You want to take pictures of the back of their car, the front of their car, the front of your car, the back of their car, everything. It doesn't matter. You want pictures of everything. Gather and preserve other relevant information or evidence. Get the names and the contact information who may have witnessed the incident or who can describe the conditions on the floor, lighting, security, or any other conditions at the time of the incident that may have contributed to your injury. Talk to everyone who saw the accident or injury occur. Also, preserve evidence such as shoes and clothing that were worn when the incident occurred. Items should be secured and stored without being washed, cleaned, or changed in any way. So if there are people that actually saw it, see if you could take their name and if they're willing to be a witness. If they're not willing to be a witness, I wouldn't bother with it. You want to take down the names, numbers, everything. You want to make sure you get as many details of the incident down as possible. Did they blow a stop sign? Was it raining that day? File or obtain an incident or police report. If the incident occurred in a business establishment, inform the store manager or the security officer and file an incident report. If the incident involved an attack, get a police report. If medical personnel are contacted, get their reports. If possible, get copies of any reports before leaving the premises or as soon thereafter is possible. If you need to call the police and all that, you will need to get that information. If you did have a problem on a business, the business is going to take down their own report as well. Sometimes the managers will even actually help you out, get you up inside, try to do everything in their power to not get sued. You know what I mean? Preserve medical and expense records. Depending on circumstances, the injured person may be eligible to receive reimbursement of medical bills, lost wages, and other damages suffered as a result of the injury. However, these damages will need to be proven. The proof will include medical records from treating doctors, details of procedures performed, and receipts of any out-of-pocket expenses such as prescription medications or medical equipment. So, of course, you're going to need to talk to your doctors about that. And do not sign anything without obtaining legal advice. Following an accident in someone else's property, a person, often from an insurance company or attorney representing the owner, may contact you to get more information about your injuries or ask you to sign a release. Before signing anything, consult with an attorney representing your interests who specializes in these cases and who will be able to advise you accordingly. Most personal injury law firms will be able to assist you with this type of case, and many will do so on a contingency basis, meaning they will only be paid when you receive a settlement payment. Also, in the event that you get into a car accident and the opposing insurance ends up contacting you, it's not your insurance company, it's their insurance company. You say nothing. You do not talk to them under any circumstances. Their goal is to get as much information to use against you so that way you don't have to pay anything. Your goal should be to talk to your insurance company so that way you can get the most out of what ends up happening. Often these cases require the use of experts to prove the dangerous condition in the property, the extent of your injuries, etc. An experienced attorney can help you obtain that expert and assist in your claim. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Between DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and all of the parties involved, it is your responsibility to make sure that you are okay. You're an independent contractor. Most cases, things are not going to go into your favor. The unfortunate truth about independent contractors is that while we are granted the flexibility and the freedom to do as much or as little as we want for as long as we want, in most cases, we're not covered under anything. That kind of means you have to kind of look out for yourself. And unfortunately, that sometimes means getting your own insurance and covering your own expenses when so-called professionals aren't able to help you. A lot of times, lawyers are a pain in the ass to work with because if they don't feel like they will make money from this experience, then they're not going to help you. That's why DoorDash is able to get away with as much as they are. I'm glad that DoorDash made this available for Dashers, but more importantly than that, I'm glad that they're outsourcing this. Because imagine if a Dasher support agent ended up doing all this. Oh, I'm so sorry that your leg is behind your head and you don't think your foot is supposed to look that way. Can you still do the delivery? Seriously, sometimes I look at them and I'm like, why are you even here if you're that useless? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!